So the question that people are asking is, should we be the better person? Should we take the Justin Baldoni approach? When you get caught doing something that is purely evil.
Ryan Reynolds this week. Honestly, I'm praying for you. I wish you the best of luck.
Whispers from behind Hollywood's glamorous facade suggest that Blake Lively is far less innocent than she appears, and Robert Downey Jr. seems ready to pull back the curtain on it all, while Ryan Reynolds has long been both admired and criticized. Fresh allegations indicate it's Blake who orchestrated a scheme that reportedly took advantage of Marvel insiders once admired for her style and approachable persona.
Of course he made his choice, right? He's going to go with Ryan. But he said some things about Baldoni there where I just don't think he knows really what's going on.
She now stands at the center of controversy, painted as the real power player in a carefully constructed public image, with Robert Downey Jr. stepping forward to share what he knows, and are left wondering if one of Tinseltown's most adored couples has been using drama and deception to protect their brand from the very start. If you had asked anyone a few years back which Hollywood couple was the most likable, chances are they would have pointed to Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
What did you think when you saw, Ryan, make light of the situation? I guess try to find some humor in all this.
They had a well-loved knack for funny social media banter, always riffing about birthdays and anniversaries in a way that seemed more genuine than most celebrity PR moves, yet now the facade might be cracking. Whispers suggest their cheery online persona and close-knit vibe could be no more than a careful performance designed to keep fans on their side and mask more self-serving motives, especially on Blake's part.
Unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation.
The turning point in this narrative appears to be her shocking allegations against actor-director Justin Baldoni, who worked with her on It Ends With Us. Initially, those who heard Blake's claims were appalled on her behalf, believing her to be a victim of SH. She had, after all, long been viewed as someone who avoided major scandals and mostly stayed out of feuds.
What Ryan Reynolds, has seemingly done, right, is used his power and influence to not only help Blake Lively take over this movie, but, he's used it, on Deadpool.
Then came Justin's explosive $400 million countersuit, which accused Blake and Ryan to a lesser extent of defamation and a blatant attempt to wrench creative control from him. That sum is not a trivial figure in Hollywood, and its size alone indicates the seriousness of Justin's allegations in the aftermath. Once the lawsuit details started circulating, industry insiders began to pick sides or at least hint at their personal allegiances.
Blake and Justin got a little too flirty. Blake had feelings. Ryan Reynolds allegedly went psychotic.
Some quietly expressed sympathy for Justin, implying that Blake might have weaponized her claims to gain leverage on the project. Others, of course, still argued that her allegations should not be dismissed without proper examination, maintaining that you never truly know what happens behind a closed set. Nevertheless, the result was a notable shift in perception toward Blake. Many who once admired her grace and fashion sense started speculating about what they labeled her calculating streak.
Ryan turns everything into a funny skit, right? He's a scary guy. He's a very scary man, this Ryan Reynolds. I'm telling you, the anger bubbles under the surface on Instagram, and he's like, hey, happy birthday, Sandra Bullock. And Sandra Bullock's probably like, what? I got you an intimacy coordinator? Why would you say that to Sandra Bullock? Why are you saying that to her at all?
A quality that apparently had been whispered about for years but never spoken of so publicly. A few background details might shed light on how Blake's image has been so carefully cultivated. She emerged from Gossip Girl with a reputation as both a style icon and a polite, friendly figure in Hollywood. While the show was a major cultural moment, she always gave the impression that she was more grounded than her catty character on screen. Pairing up with Ryan only enhanced that image as the two combined comedic flair and photogenic allure to become social media darlings.
It's just like Ryan going crazy. Yeah, I think this is Ryan going crazy, okay?
Their online teasing and red carpet appearances made fans swoon, presenting a vibe of mutual affection that other celebrity couples seem to lack. Their homey but glamorous dynamic was so convincing that any suggestions of discord were usually shrugged off as silly rumors, yet the lawsuit with Baldoni has turned that dynamic upside down, sources close to the film production claim. Blake may not just be a passive participant in these controversies. Ryan's going nuts. Blake Lively's lying because Ryan's going nuts. Whatever he saw that set him off, that made him, and I'm saying him, requested D. In that email he's basically saying she's not coming back to set unless these demands are agreed to. Instead, they allege that she can be every bit as aggressive a negotiator as Ryan, if not more so, someone who prioritizes control over how she's portrayed. According to these sources, she felt strongly about the direction of It Ends With Us after reading the nearing public sympathy in a seemingly benign manner through comedic jabs on social media or heartwarming interviews while privately directing a more ruthless strategy. One reason these allegations have gained traction is that fans are re-examining Blake's history for potential red flags and essentially already picking up the same thing. He wants you to simply trust the science when it comes to Blake and Ryan. He wants you to accept that Blake and Ryan are always kind to billionaires. Some note that after she parted ways with her ex-boyfriend Penn Badgley, her Gossip Girl co-star, her profile soared, and she never looked back. Rumors circulated that they ended on less than friendly terms, though the details remained vague. She then connected with Ryan Reynolds relatively quickly, leading some fans to speculate she saw an opportunity to elevate her career by teaming up with a bigger movie star, especially given that Ryan himself was emerging from a turbulent marriage to Scarlett Johansson. Essentially, you should perceive this as Blake Lively is now openly admitting that she did not have a shred of evidence when she conspired to ruin Justin Baldoni's entire life. Okay, while that might just be typical celebrity gossip, it does help shape the narrative that Blake has always been more strategic than people realized. At the same time, some observers wonder if Hollywood as a whole might have overlooked the possibility that Blake is every bit Ryan's match and ambition, just more discreet. Fans recall that while Ryan's creative battles, such as disagreements on Deadpool 2 or friction with co-stars like T.J. Miller, have been well documented, Blake stayed mostly under the radar. Why do we know that? Because of a subpoena. That information came to the public in the form of a subpoena on Wednesday, in case you missed it. The Baldoni incident marks the first time she's been explicitly called out in a scandal of this magnitude. That shift in the storyline is what many find so jarring. Could it be that she's orchestrated her behind-the-scenes moves with such finesse that no one noticed until now? Another angle to this unfolding saga involves how the couple tried to handle the backlash appearing on a major television anniversary special. Oh, I know, because you want everything so you can paint people as horrific people out of context, so I say the best response to this is actually, I strangely feel that 2.5 years of Justin Baldon's messages are going to be really nice. They joked about the legal drama as though it were a minor annoyance, but many who watched felt uneasy, saying the humor seemed to trivialize serious allegations of harassment in a climate increasingly sensitive to how such claims are treated. Making light of them, true or not, only compounded the sense that Blake and Ryan might be playing the crowd, angling to maintain control of the narrative at any cost. Do you kind of agree? I feel like it's going to be so annoying, and he's going to be so painfully nice for 2.5 years, and I'm just going to give him a noise, okay? But like fair game, let him have it. Actually, why, Brian Freeman? Naturally, there are fans and media personalities who still side with the couple, insisting that Blake's accusations could be valid and that Justin Baldoni is simply countering with legal muscle to save face. Show business is not known for its gentle resolutions. It's possible the truth is far more layered than one side story can capture, as long as you get to have one half of every single message that Blake and Ryan have ever sent, yet the uncomfortably large number of onlookers siding with Justin or at least questioning Blake's motive signals a broad shift in Hollywood's attitude toward her. The ramifications of this controversy could be enormous for Blake if the tide doesn't turn soon. She's been regarded for years as a relatable style icon, someone who shares personal photos of homemade pies and baby announcements. He's already said Brian Freeman has already said that he doesn't believe Blake Lively and that she thinks that she wants publicity and that she's proven that she wants publicity, who trades witty barbs with her husband. If it's proven that she orchestrated a false harassment narrative or, at the very least, embellished an issue for personal gain, her carefully constructed goodwill might unravel. How wary of associating with someone who's perceived as manipulative, and fans already feeling betrayed might abandon the narrative of her being the sweet, down-to-earth Earth star they once cherished. Sweetheart. This entire lawsuit is a waste of court resources. Some in the industry argue that all these suggestions of manipulation miss the point. Hollywood is rife with power plays, and women have historically been at a disadvantage, forced to deploy shrewd tactics to protect themselves or their careers. From that angle, you could interpret Blake's alleged behavioralness but as part of an industry game that's always been stacked against female actors who want agency. What IE up here is leading the pack of people, because, psychotic, and we're checking your filings every day, and we said, oh, look, yeah, she's filing for more protection to protect. She thinks it's confidential documents. We just read through this. We showed the public that's what you're doing, yet that reasoning only holds water if her harassment allegations have genuine merit. If they turn out to be false or exaggerated, it hurts legitimate cases of misconduct and sets back awareness efforts for actual victims. Meanwhile, Justin Bond's unwavering stance makes the situation even more dramatic. He hasn't just denied wrongdoing, he's taken the fight public, insisting on a massive compensation figure that would damage most celebrity fortunes, and then everybody just starts cutting their shirts. It's like, no, I'm just telling the truth, and I don't understand what your problem is with me other than the fact that I am under your skin. If he genuinely believes he's been wronged or that his reputation is being unfairly destroyed, it's logical he would fight fire with fire, especially in a business environment where protecting one's name can mean everything. This leads to a standoff where neither side appears willing to give ground without a clear resolution or settlement. As the dust continues to swirl, fans and critics alike are examining everything from Blake's old interviews to her red carpet body language, every accidental glare, every moment she seemed out of Swansea with co-stars, is now being dissected as evidence of an allegedly conniving personality lurking beneath her friendly surface. I'm interested in this case because I really think Blake Lively sucks, and I think Ryan RS is a bully, and I have just written myself into this narrative.
Now there are two major lawsuits that Justin Baldoni has filed, and you can go into those lawsuits and you can see that not only does he provide a ton of credible evidence, way more actual evidence than Blake does.
I wrote myself into this narrative. I'm not going anywhere. It's the flip side of fame. The same media machine that once praised her elegance and humor is capable of tearing her down if enough negative whispers surface. Despite it all, Ryan remains part of the conversation, but with a slightly lesser spotlight. It's as if the scandal has pivoted. Focus on zeroing in on Blake's role and how she might be orchestrating events, while Ryan has his fair share of rumored disputes, from friction with big directors to unresolved feuds with former friends. This moment feels different. More people are seeing Blake as the driving force behind the alleged scheming, true or not. That's how the story is shaping up in public forums and gossip columns in the end. Only time will reveal whether Nick Lively's carefully maintained persona disintegrates under the weight of these allegations, or if this will all blow over, dismissed as another example of baseless Hollywood drama. If the rumors are exaggerated, perhaps the couple will weather the storm, produce the evidence they need to refute Justin's lawsuit, and go on joking online like nothing happened. But if more claims stack up or additional witnesses back Justin's story, the meticulously woven narrative that Blake is simply a sweet fashion icon with a doting partner might be difficult to salvage. Either way, this scenario has already changed the conversation about her. She's no longer seen solely as the luminous star once hailed as a breath of fresh air in a cutthroat industry. Instead, many are asking whether that squeaky clean veneer might conceal just another cunning Hollywood power player, one who wields more influence than anyone realized and isn't afraid to use it when things don't go her way. The next developments in the Baldoni lawsuit will undoubtedly shape how the public remembers this chapter of Blake Lively's career. The question is whether those developments will finally confirm the whispers or shatter them once and for all. Below is a significantly longer rewrite, well over twice the previous length, covering the same allegations, rumors, and context about the controversy surrounding Blake Lively. 8. This text continues to position her as a more active and potentially problematic force behind the scenes while avoiding direct accusations or statements that she is indisputably at fault. Please remember these are all rumors and allegations within Hollywood gossip circles, not confirmed.